Hello and welcome. It's GHME Spotlight here on JLJ Media. We are the caboose of this train, I guess. I don't know, of the day. We're the last show of the day. Welcome. Of course, I'm James Lott Jr. You know who I am. I mean, that's crazy. And of course, my cohort, 10 years running, the award-winning Frank Moran.
True. Yes. Thanks, James. Yes, the award winning.
The award-winning Frank Moran. And I know you guys are seeing him. I mean, you see him on the screen. You're like, oh my goodness, he did show up. He is here. We are so happy to have him here with us. We're all in LA, so we're all burning over here. We're all like burning up over here. You know him. He has two characters he played, both a variation of Luke. Kind of funny on two shows. And he's been on a bunch of other things I love. I'm a big fan. He knows already of his. Welcome, Van Hansis.
Hello, 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 hello.
Welcome to the show, Van.
Thank you for having me.
Folks are coming in, so come on in. The water's fine.
Come on in. The water is fine. It's hot here in LA. Everybody needs a dip. Come on, one and all.
Exactly. So we're going to I do my church announcement, of course. So earlier today, we did Young and the Restless and Bold and the Beautiful recaps. The Bold and Beautiful one has some strong language by me, but we had to speak out on some stuff. But they're both out now. And they're on all audio platforms, of course, Amazon, Audible, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Castbox, Spotify. They're everywhere. So check those out, of course. Now it's with the Candace Mack. We did a show today. Since Tammy Govea and Amanda Rose both are on assignment.
Oh.
They're on assignment. Obviously, they're on assignment. One person, she's by the water in Sausalito right now, having a good time. I'm jealous completely. But they're out there doing their thing. They'll be back next week. But the shows are out now, audio and video. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Now after this, my chocolate twin, Tony Moore, and his cohorts talking about Days of Our Lives. And they have Teo Painless, who I love very much, on the show because he has a new show himself. So they'll be on there talking about that and the week that was in Salem. Yes, we're talking about that. That's over on Audition Days. So make sure you check them out. Tell them James and Frank and Van sent you. Tell them. And tomorrow night, of course, you're not going to want to miss it. Our live show for And Just Like That, because And Just Like That just ended. Basically, it was about to end. So my co-host, Emily Mayheller, and I have a lot to say. That's with 5 T's, L-O-T-T-T-T-T-T, about the show. We'll be talking about episodes 10 and 11 and the announcement of the cancellation. And also Sarah Jessica Parker's reaction. It's about all of that tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern, here on JLJ Media. Bringing all kind of stuff. And also this week, I talked to the original person who played Kayla on Days of Our Lives, Catherine Mary Stewart. We had the greatest conversation. Oh my God. She was in Weekend at Bernie's. She was in The Last Starfighter. She was on a lot of stuff in the 80s and 90s. We had the best conversation. We laughed the whole time. So that'll be out this week also on Forgotten Hollywood. So we're checking that out too. So James is working for you guys. I'm tired, Van. I'm tired already. After all that, I'm done. I'm tired. I get out here next time. But Frank, why don't you ask the first question of our fan who's here today, and who has had some great stuff this week too. He had some great stuff this week also. But Frank, you go first.
Van, I will ask because I guess being considered part of the first gay super couple, and as the world turns, how do you feel? I want gay relationships in the shows on soaps, but I feel like when they say, like, when you hear the word super couple, you're like, all right, front burner, we're gonna see lots of them. And I feel in daytime it kind of waxes and wanes. It very much wanes where we get to see stuff. How do you feel it's changed from when you were on to like now in terms of how much we get to see of gay relationships?
Well, I feel like the main thing is that it's no longer, the first time that they're doing it. Like, I know, like, on our show, there's a lot of characters who are in, like, under the LGBT plus umbrella. And so in that sense, I think the other shows also, I don't really follow the other shows, but I think that they have the same. So I do think that, and I think that, specifically for Lucas, while he's gay, he's never really had I mean, he's had love stories, like, or since I've played him at least, but it's the stories aren't about him being gay. Like Luke, and I think by nature of it was the first time, and Luke was a lot younger, that it was very much a big prolonged sort of coming out story, finding Noah, finding Reed, all of that stuff. Um, I mean, I think that, they showed Lucas and Marco in bed, and apparently, like beforehand, they'd showed like Brad and Lucas in bed, and so I don't think that it's something that, they're shying away from at all. Obviously, I'd love more because that means more work for me. But but yeah, like, and I think, like. I do think one of the tougher things is it's hard when you only have a certain, set amount of characters that the character can sort of interact with in a romantic way. It's like, like the options are limited. But I'm very, grateful for Frank and for ABC and the show to Lucas has sort of been on the front burner for a bit now, and a lot of it's been about his relationship with Marco and obviously kidnapping and all that stuff too. But like it's really it's really fun stuff to play, and I'm really grateful to be able to play it.
I have felt that on both shows, and with you playing Lucas on this one and you playing Luke before, folks don't get me started. I told him once on another thing we did, I loved him and Reed. I know I liked the relationship. I felt it was totally stunted. They're already saying the storyline in the chat. He already knows that already. No, but I feel like at least they're fleshing Lucas out with other people. With
Yes.
you and Elizabeth, with
Yeah.
you and your
And I really
sister.
do like that, like, because again, like coming onto a show, like, I didn't watch General Hospital beforehand. So when I got cast, I started like, obviously you got to do your research and figure out who all of these people are and how you're related to them. Lucas geez, he's related to everybody. Everybody. He's like the nucleus of Port
Yes.
Charles. I think that's my biology term I'm getting right or butchering. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned a character who I had no idea who I was related to the other day. I don't think it's aired yet, so I'm not going to say who it is. And they were like, "Oh no, that's your so and so." I'm like, oh, "Okay, amazing." Um, but yeah, like, and I love that I like because when I played Luke. One of the things that was, it was what it was, is I never really got to interact much with any of the other younger crowd
Yeah.
besides Noah. There was a little bit with Maddie in there, but like, Jesse Soffer and Jen Landon, I never really got to work with them much at all. And so one of the really fun things about being on General Hospital is that I work with so many different people in so many different capacities. So it's really fun, I don't know, being able to have all these different sides of Lucas, like the doctor side and the brother and the family stuff and romantic stuff and all that stuff. It's fun.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. This time around, I feel like the writers have done a great job with Lucas and fleshing you out and giving you that opportunity.
Yeah.
Stuff that we never really got a chance to see Lucas have those great scenes where he's just talking to Carly.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
a sibling, yeah, it's a sibling relationship, and we get to see that developed. Even your brief little bit with Sam when you first came
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
or
I
she
think
was
I only
taken.
like had one scene with her before she left.
Like Maxie, you're Maxie,
Maxie, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah. I loved early on, I got to have a lot of stuff with Isaiah, which I really liked a lot. Like stuff just aired with Felicia, which was really,
Yes.
lovely to work with her. Yeah.
A few of us were like, Isaiah and Lucas, what's going
Oh,
on
really?
there? A few of us were like, that was some nice
No.
little chemistry there. It's kind
Well,
of
I feel
happy.
like with Isaiah, they're just shopping. I mean, like he seems to have chemistry with everybody. They just
I mean, because he does have chemistry with everybody. He's an amazing actor to work with,
Yeah.
and he's such, I mean, he's just so present. And one of the things on daytime, like I know everybody always talks about how quick daytime moves, and that's obviously true. But one of the things that I like the pace of daytime, and I like, um, I like how quickly it moves. And one of the reasons I like it is because you kind of just if when you're working your best, you're falling into it with the other person. You're like, and he's definitely someone he's there with you on screen. Sometimes, you can be working with somebody, you can kind of see them Rolodex their lines. Like it's like a teleprompter, and it's like, and sometimes by reason of how quickly we work, we have to. I mean, there's definitely times when I'm like scanning through my lines and I'm not as present as I would hope to be. Um, but like that's what I try to combat when I'm working with it on it. And it's like people like him or like, Laura Wright, obviously, like they're always just there. Mora, they're always just like there, so present with you. And I think that's why he has chemistry with everybody because he's there and he's listening to what the other people are saying.
And he's hot. He's hot. I'm not gonna forget that. Rochelle Patterson Walker says, Van, you have chemistry with everyone.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. But it's again, that's what like I always, especially coming back to this, there's definitely a learning curve with what preparation you need to do. And I hate when I'm not prepared enough that I can't be in the moment with the other people. You know what I mean? Like I was just talking about. So it's really like when I came back to this and crazily, next week is a year since my first shooting date.
What? It's been a year already?
In a year. It'll be August. I just looked it up because I don't ever delete an email. And and I think it was August 22nd or 23rd was my first day. Yeah. It seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah. But yeah, I always try to like, know my stuff enough so that I can be in the moment and be actively like listening to what the other people are saying and doing instead of what's my line, what's my line, what's my line, what's my line. You know what I mean?
How long were you off soaps? I can't remember. How was
12 years maybe? 10 years? Yeah, so whenever As the World Turns ended, I've never did, I didn't come in and do like a week here or there, another one or anything like that. So it was a while, a bit.
Well, given that gap, how long did it take for you to kind of get your sea legs again when it came to GH?
Um, it took, okay, so my first day, I was like, man, I got it. Boom, 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 I'm back. Da, da, da. And then my second day, I basically had a panic attack. Uh, I would say uh, pretty pretty easily, but it also depends on what the type of scene is. Like the sort of family stuff, relationship stuff, that for me is a lot easier and easier to fall into. Whenever I have the doctor stuff, that takes a lot of preparation. Um, just by nature of I am not a doctor. And no, sorry, I hate to disappoint you. But surprise, surprise. Um, so whenever I have like to do all of the, jargony stuff, medical stuff, it's a lot of, Dr. Google looking up what does this mean? What is this? What is this? And that stuff, whenever those scenes come up, I go up to set and I'm like, I can do it, I can do it. And I can do it, and I do it. But that's when I'm like, still, I don't have those sea legs yet. It's not second nature. Like,
How much of it is in those moments where you are looking for help? Is that your fellow castmates who have been in the hospital sets and doctors and nurses for longer than you have are
yeah.
like, oh no, yeah, Van, this is how you say it, or this.
Becky is very good at that. Becky knows her stuff. But I mean, but I think with all of us, those are the days where it's never like that. Oh, this will be a breeze. You know what I mean? Because it's not just the dialogue and the technical stuff. It's what are you doing while you're saying that stuff. And because it's a soap opera, a lot of the times when you're operating on somebody, it's somebody that you love or somebody that you have a very specific relationship to. So while you're saying, give me 900 milligrams of thorazepine, it's also your mom that you're operating on or whatever.
Oh, well, something. Dominant is a drug. I don't know. But anyway,
I don't even know. I thought the whatever medical thing.
Oh, you're all you need 5 milligrams of Duracell.
Medications and
whatever it is.
Yeah,
Whatever it is. Yeah, give me something. Chlorhydra, something.
chlorhydra foam.
So okay, so some relationships you have, we got to see it this week, especially you and your sister.
Yes.
And obviously Laura's a powerhouse and everything, and you've been
Okay.
around powerhouses, you know that already on all these shows. But with that one, what I enjoyed, and I want you to kind of elaborate on. There's a real dilemma, and it's also the family situation. Your
Yeah.
siblings, you love each other, but there's this
Yeah.
real, and nobody's super innocent.
No.
And
No.
I loved how she apologized to you for talking down about your relationships.
Yes.
I think a
Yes.
lot of gay folks would love, as a gay person,
Yeah.
would have loved to have heard that from some of our siblings. So can you elaborate on just on some on those scenes with her?
Yeah, I mean, those scenes, any scene with her is great. I love working with her so much. She's really, really, really just like just as a person, as an actor, I cannot say enough great stuff about her. She made me feel so at home on the show. And when I was talking earlier about like not knowing who I'm related to or whatever, she's such an encyclopedia on the show that, she knows everything. But what I like that you touched on that nobody's a lot. It's very rare, I think, that things are in black and white, and I think it's very rare that in your relationship with anybody, be it a romantic partner, a sibling, a parent, a friend, whatever, there's so many levels and layers in our own lives, and I think that her the apology stuff is great. Like, there's people in my life who I wish I would have had moments like that where something gets, can I swear?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure, we're
Something
done.
gets fucked up, something gets maybe broken within a relationship, and for whatever reason, it doesn't get patched up.
Right.
And that's something, I'm thinking specifically of some relationships in my life where those are people who aren't in my life anymore, and I wish they were. And it's it's like, man, in hindsight, going back, I was so angry about something, or they were so angry about something that we went like that instead of talking through it, and instead of understanding that the basis of whatever that relationship was so important, and it's sad that it's gone now. So I loved her, yeah, because she was, you know, being really dismissive of Lucas. And I mean, I think Lucas with relationships, the other thing is he is a mess. Like, he doesn't know Marco. You know what I mean? Like, and the way that I've been sort of looking at that, because you've got to justify everything that you're doing and saying. I think that he's had sort of, with everything that happened with Brad and Brad lying about their child, there's a level of PTSD. And what we know about Lucas when he was off the canvas is that, he said, I didn't date, he didn't live a life. I am a doctor in Boston, and I'm going to put, what are those horse blinders called? Horse blinders,
Yes.
Yeah.
probably. He put, do they have a fancy name? He
No,
put on his,
they're just blinders. They're just
he put
blinders.
on his blinders. And so, with Marco, it's the first person that he's has some sort of interest in, and who seems to like him too. And so I think that while he might be a little, I don't know if immature is the right word about it, he's he's holding on to that really, really tight. And from Carly's point of view, while it is condescending, she's like, you met him in March and you puked on him. Like,
I know.
you know. And so I see it from her point of view, but I see it from his point of view too. Of, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I've got friends, we've all had friends, especially when you were in your 20s. You have that friend who meets somebody, and a week later they're married, basically. You're like, what are you doing? Um, like,
Very true.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I really like the complexities of their relationship. But I think underneath it all, they love each other so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. I mean, when I met Frank 10 years ago, that was it. I was like, I was just smitten. That was
There
forever.
you go. There
Forever,
you
right?
go.
Thank you, James. Van, I mean, one General Hospital tradition is the nurses' ball. So
Yes.
when it comes around earlier this year, were you disappointed or relieved that you didn't have to perform? Instead, you just got to hang out with Becky, kind of just
Yes. I
commentating.
love those scenes so much. I love those scenes so much, so I was very happy to have those scenes with her. I loved that it was just, so what had happened actually is that one of the episodes was short.
Oh,
So they had me and Becky come in and shoot those scenes to make the
oh,
to fill it out.
okay.
Um, and and because it was those scenes were had not originally been in the script, it wasn't plot. There was no plot stuff happening.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
was just them sitting and talking and commenting on what they were watching and having and I really love that type of stuff. Um, but so I loved that. I would have liked to go to the nurses' ball just because it is such a huge tradition on the show. But months before it, they asked me, they were like, "So, Van, do you sing?" I was like, "Oh, no, no." And they're like, "Come on, not even a little." I was like, "Listen, I am aware of my talents and I am aware my shortfalling. Nobody wants to watch me sing.
Oh my God, that's
And you can auto tune the crap out of it. It will still sound so horrible. And then there was some scenes with, I think it was Lois, and she was like, "We're gonna get you to sing." And they don't tell us what's happening. They don't tell us, occasionally we'll know a little bit. Like I knew that I was gonna get in a fight with Carly, and they let me know that. But these scenes come up where Lois is like trying to get Lucas to perform, and I was like, Lucas is like, "No, I can't." She's like, "Okay, wink, wink," and I was like, "Oh God." I have a huge I also hate singing. I hate public. I hate singing in private. I don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like I don't like even by myself I'm not like no, never. It is public singing is probably my biggest fear. I went to a performing arts high school and I had to take like I was like an actor like plays actor, straight actor, not musical theater, but you had to take a musical theater class. I would not sing in that class. That to do your final, you had to sing a song, and I was having such an anxiety attack about it that the teacher let all the other students leave the class, and I just sang it for her. It was horrible. I hate it. So yeah, I'm really glad I missed that part of the nurse's ball. I would have sat and watched, but
uh,
The
what
chat's
song
laughing.
did you sing?
what?
What song did you sing?
I don't remember.
No,
It's
but it
a
was
blocked memory.
Yeah.
good enough to get you to pass. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean she would if she gave me an F after like watching this poor kid have a panic attack in front of her, then that would have been heartless. So I pity passed. I pity passed.
That's so funny. The
Yeah.
fact that going back to Elizabeth and that whole sequence, people in chat say they love that. It seems so natural.
Yeah.
I think it's a Will and Grace moment. We got to see
Yeah.
that on date. We don't see that on daytime very often. It's either very over the top,
Yeah.
over the top, but you guys are like just two people, like in real life. We have
Yeah.
female friends,
Yeah,
and
exactly. And I love those moments. I love, and daytime as a whole is very, very plot driven. It's like, there's something will happen and then we'll all be reacting around it. And, the worlds that these people live in, there's explosions, there's, people coming back from the dead, there's evil twins, and it's all normal for these people in their world. So I love finding the groundedness within sort of the heightenedness of the world and finding those connections and those friendships and those quieter moments I think are really really fun to play. And I think that they humanize the characters because again these characters live in such a heightened world that sometimes I think humanity can or the simplicity of the relationships can get lost a little bit. So when we do get those moments to, just to have a talk, I think they're really fun.
there are two storylines that they gave you in the beginning. That I was curious for a through line for you. One was Sam's death,
Yeah.
and the second one because you were in it, and then the second one was the Wiley situation,
Yes. Yes.
starring Willow. So coming in, playing those two kind of heavy stories that affected the whole canvas or whatever. What was that like?
That's an interesting question because like I don't obviously I did my research. I knew who Wiley was. I knew the whole thing with Willow and Brad and Michael and all of that. Um, I'll tell you the first thing that was weird was having well, he's not my son, but he was my son. Having
Right.
like I've never played a dad before.
Oh,
Actually, no, I have. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. I have once. Um, and like last time I was on daytime, I was like the teenager.
right.
Um, and then with Michael being my nephew, I was like, what? You're my nephew? I'm like 4 years older than you. I mean, and I know that happens. I know that happens, but God, I felt old. Um, yeah, and then going into the Sam thing, I mean, I honestly at that point, like, I didn't know, it takes a while to get enmeshed in the world and to know all, everything that's going on. So I just honestly just did my best with what I had. I didn't know how close Sam and Lucas were. I got I did the research, got as much as I could, and I just did my best.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But I didn't, but again, I don't know. You don't, it takes a couple months to understand everything because the show's been going on for 70 years, Obviously,
I'm agreeing with you. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like,
I know that already, man.
yeah.
I know. I
There's
meant
some
like,
insider information.
no, I meant like, yeah, he was an officer, so there's a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
story. There was a lot of storyline. But hey,
yeah.
Frank, you go, Frank. You go, Frank.
But I mean, sorry, I keep interrupting. Go, Frank.
What? No, go for it, man.
Oh, go
No, no.
for it.
But
You're our
like the
guest.
thing
Go
that
on.
like I remember like Lucky had a recast or a temporary recast who came in for a couple episodes. Those are the ones I'm like, those actors, I'm like, wow, you're coming in for a couple days and you're in the middle of an entrenched storyline already. I was like, and they do great. Like that
How do
would be,
they do that? Because it's not like it's a regular thing. They're coming in and they got to like,
and usually it's like a heightened thing is
yeah,
happening, like
yeah,
that they need the character on the canvas at that moment.
yeah,
Um, I have no idea, but more power to them.
yeah. Right.
Then for you and in your relationship with Lucas's relationship with Brad, do
Yes.
you do you feel that there is a possibility, there could be a possibility for reconciliation or them as a couple in the future? Or do you feel like Lucas, like, 'cause I feel like way it ended that Brad felt that it was like he was holding people to an impossible standard that
Yeah.
just wasn't real like in real life people are messy and they're not going to be
Yeah.
like this idealized version that Lucas, I think, would want his partner to be.
Yeah. Well, first off, it's a soap, so there's always room for reconciliation.
Yes, true.
There, it's it, yeah, there's nothing ever ends. So definitely I think there's room for reconciliation, but I do think I I loved the way, that their relationship ended because I think you're right. Lucas did hold Brad to such a high standard. But then also, I think Lucas realized that no matter what Brad did, it the betrayal was so much that it doesn't matter. Brad can do the right thing, and Lucas will still second guess him. Brad can do the obvious wrong thing, and then Lucas's, worst fears are realized. And that's not, you can't have a relationship with that. So, you know, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't type situation. So yeah, so I think at this moment, there's not room for reconciliation, but I think definitely down the line, there could be.
I love it.
When you did have when Lucas does have his meet cute with Marco there
Yeah.
in Miami afterwards, did you know that at that point that's like, okay, this is gonna guy that's gonna come back later, or was that even a surprise to you that like,
No, I
hey,
knew that.
Marco's coming back? All right.
I Yeah, I knew that because I was in his screen test.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then earlier before that, I had gone up to Frank's office to do a read with like the final 10 guys, and then they did a screen test with like 4 guys. So I knew he was going to be finding his way to Port Charles. I loved those scenes; those were really fun. It reminded me because Lucas was a drunk for a while.
Yes,
I mean, Luke was a drunk for a while. Luke
right.
was drunk for a while. And like, so there was like a good, I think, like 3 months where every scene I played, like, he wasn't just like drunk, he was like always wasted. So being able to like, tap into that,
Yes.
the drunkenness was fun.
Uh, that was just to follow up on that is, yeah, as a working actor, I'm sure you've been on, the person that's going into chem test with somebody that's already on a show or a
Yeah.
project or whatever it is, but being on the other side where you're already on this project and you're chem testing, how do you approach it with all the people that are coming in and chem testing that just to make them feel like, hey, it's cool, we're gonna have fun and get them relaxed?
Yeah. It's this is the first time I've been on the other side of it. Yeah, I've definitely like tested for stuff, with actors who are on it. It's a lot, it's a lot easier when you already have the job. I'll tell you
Yeah, of
that.
course, of course, of course.
But it was interesting because it's obviously a really high stakes situation for these guys coming in. It's a contract role on, you know, what sometimes is the number one show on
Yeah.
Hulu. And the industry right now is not in a good place.
No,
There's not a lot of work.
no.
And then on top of that, since COVID, basically as actors, all of our auditions have been self-tapes, which means that we are taping at home and we have a reader, we have a friend, whatever. We tape ourselves, we send that tape to the casting director. Before COVID, it was about half and half. You'd get some self-tape appointments, or you would go into the room and you'd meet with the casting director and they would read with you and you'd have that interaction and that one-on-one. And honestly, I miss that a lot. There's pluses and minuses to both of them. But when the screen test, when the final 10 guys came in, um, this was probably for most of them, if not all of them, the first time you're going to an in-person audition in 4 years, 5 years. In the last 5 years, I have had one in-person audition. And I went into casting. It was for the prequel for NCIS.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went into casting, and it was the casting director's first time back having in-person sessions. And he was like, I was like, oh my God, it's been so long. He's like, I know, isn't this exciting? That's not something that we're doing anymore. And it's that so the nerves of going into the room are like that times 100. So I could definitely tell that a lot of those guys were very nervous, and I would be too. So having that sort of empathy for what not just the stress of of a screen test or a final audition or whatever, but also the fact that it's not normal the way it used to be. It's not something like, they haven't been in the room with people, um, in 4 years. So it's definitely about just kind of like letting, like, being a being as comforting to them as you can be. You know what I mean? And being as open and as warm and trying to make it as gentle of a experience. Um, yeah, because it's stressful.
Yeah. Do they do a couple redirects in the room for that person, or does it kind of like they get one,
Um,
they move
it
on?
got, I think, so with when it was the final audition, the screen test, we did a blocking um up in the office with each one of them got a blocking. They could ask questions, da da da. They got some notes there, and then they all went downstairs to, they put you in a full outfit, hair, makeup, all of that. They do the whole thing. You go on set. Um, and so, then a couple hours later, we did it at the end of a shooting day. So it's probably like, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., something like that. It was late, and the guys had been there for hours. So then you go up, and I think, if I remember correctly, I think everybody got one take. But that's again with soaps, that's ideally what you want to do.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of time to get take after take after take. So I think, if you're auditioning for soap, it really is, can you deliver on take one?
Man.
I want to ask you a question. I don't think I've ever heard anybody ask this before. I'm trying to think. I've seen many interviews back in the day. We're going back to As the World Turns for a second.
As the world turns.
I'm going to fangirl for a second. When you said you don't always know storyline. That's just one thing. You get the scripts and you get them. You always have in the future. With Luke and Noah and Luke and Reed,
Yes.
because we're also talking, 10, 15 years ago, also different time period. Did they at the beginning of the story sit down and talk to you guys and say this is what we're thinking about doing? Because there weren't many gay characters on daytime. Like, was there any discussions for you guys back then, or was it just like full steam ahead, let's go?
No, we were not involved in. There was one time um, that it wasn't about like the relationship necessarily, but there was a time. There was one time I went to the producers and I was like, we can't do this. There
Oh,
was a scene where Luke and Noah got jumped or something by some homophobic guys, and like Luke got, I think initially in the script he was tied to the back of a car and
oh,
dragged
oh my god! Oh
or
yeah,
something. And in the scenes the next week he was like at a party, and I was like, we can't, if we're gonna tell this story, which I don't think we should, I think that's just crossing a line, then Lucas can't be okay. I mean,
I know.
Lucas.
I know. It's close. It's very close. I know. It's
Yeah.
very close. Yes.
Luke can't be, at a party a week later having a good time when he suffered this insanely horrible homophobic hate crime that
Yes.
happens to people in real life. So that was the only time I went and I was like, I really don't think we should do this. And they listened to me,
It did.
which
Okay.
is great. And so it turned into, I think Luke and Noah beat up the guys who are going to beat them up or something. I don't know, but I mean, it's much better and again, I'm not against a horrible traumatic thing happening to
Right.
the character,
Right.
but then we have to understand, but because it's different than if somebody comes back from the dead, because that doesn't happen in our real lives. People get attacked for who they are
I do.
far too often in our real lives. And if we're going to tell that story, that's fine, but we've got to make sure that that story is then told in a full spectrum, that it's not just like he's okay with this attack or something. So that was the only time I remember having some input on that. But like with As the World Turns, like I knew they were bringing um Read in. I don't think. No, I didn't do any screen test or anything for him, I don't think. Um, I don't think we knew how long Reed would be there, but I think that because the reaction was so positive that he stayed till the end.
Yeah, he was.
Uh,
We liked him. We
yeah,
liked.
he was great. He was a great actor, great actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we liked him. Lucia Poet says that is a wild blind spot to think that scene would have been okay. Great. It's great they listened.
Yeah, it is. Like it is really great that they listened. Like, because I honestly, I don't think I would have been, I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would have been remotely okay with that. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Frank.
I'm always fascinated too by just the history of soaps and the shooting locations. So I always thought like they shows that shot on the East Coast, shows that showed on the West Coast. Now that you've done both, and certainly times have changed from, as you're saying, pre-COVID, you were
Yeah.
back and stuff. But what was it like shooting a soap in New York?
I mean, so we shot World Turns way, 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 way deep in Brooklyn. Um, and we were in a the studio was in a very Hasidic neighborhood. And so there, besides, there wasn't a lot of stuff around the studio. Like there weren't, I mean, unless it was very, very Hasidic. Like in New York, there's certain Hasidic neighborhoods that are very monoculture Hasidic. So there wasn't like, like like I talked with Laura because she shot a bunch in New York and they were in the middle of Manhattan. So they would like go out for lunch and they, do all this stuff. And so we were kind of just in the studio all day. And then in the days were longer on As the World Turns, if I remember correctly. Like I remember getting there. I think we would get there at like 6 in the morning, and sometimes you'd be there till like 9 or 10. So it was we were in our studio. And I mean, but it's the same thing. Like, here on General Hospital, we're we're in Los Feliz,
In a neighborhood.
Lake-ish area. And
Yeah.
there's like a lot of stuff around, and like people ordering food and people, there's this one time where I had just by the way that the schedule worked out, I had scenes in the very beginning of the day, and then I had scenes at the very end of the day. And I went to Kyle, who's our stage manager, and I was like, because it on As the World Turns, you would just be there. And also that we didn't have internet. Or they didn't have
Yeah, that's
internet.
right. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I sound like my
The
day.
monsters.
Back in the olden
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That's
But
right. You didn't
so
back
anyways, yeah. So I had like a very early day and the end of the day, and I went to Kyle and I was like, "Hey, can I leave for the entire day and come back?" And he was like, "Yes, you can." He's like, "Just make sure you are back by," because I had to block the end of my stuff at like 3:30 or something. Be sure you're back by 3:30. And then I went to hair and makeup and I was like, "Is it okay if I leave?" Just because they had done their work and I didn't want to, and they were like fine with it. So I went and I went to the gym. I went home. I took a nap. Um, I think I went to Trader Joe's.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
And then I went back to work and shot my stuff at the end of the day.
Hey,
Yeah, and I was there by the time they needed me. Yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's nice being in the middle of a city, and like like the other day, there was an actor who really wanted to get some fruit for some reason, so she got an Uber. And went and she wanted champagne mangoes, which I didn't know. I'm not going to say who it was.
yeah,
Uh, I didn't know what a champagne mango was, but
either.
apparently they're
I've
great.
heard that either.
Yeah,
Ooh.
apparently they're a little carbonated tasting. That's why they're
Oh,
called champagne
Oh.
mangoes. Yeah, so she got an Uber, got some champagne mangoes, and came back.
so I've been to General Hospital set, so I know where it is.
It's cool. It's
Right?
nice.
It's a great
It's
little
like
area.
because when I was on World Turns, it was like a studio in the middle of a block. Because in New York, there's not like a lot of like there's a couple that are like when you think of like Hollywood studios where you go in a gate and
Right.
then there's like all of these different buildings
Yeah.
and its own little thing. That's what General Hospital is. So that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
going nearby. Los Feliz is nearby. It's a place
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Home. It's really good over there.
What is
It's called Home. Have you been there?
home?
Yeah, it's called Home. It's good.
What is a restaurant?
The restaurant. Yeah, it's on Los
Oh
Feliz.
no, I'll go.
Yeah, it's good. I was at House of Pies the other night. It's over there too.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So I know that whole area is not it's
What's
not
that?
far from
What?
there.
There's that really good Italian place, like right up. What? Famous. It's
It's not,
so good.
I
I
might know
walk.
what it is. Yeah.
I keep thinking of the New York Italian places. I'm like, it's
Right.
not Little Frankie's. It's not Frank's.
No, no, it's like no.
That's New York.
Yeah.
Anyway, if I remember what it's called, it's
Yeah.
so good. I ended work the other day and I walked there and got Italian food.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So good.
Keep
I said
interrupting you.
East
Keep
Hollywood,
interrupting
Los
you.
Feliz, all that.
Yes. Yeah.
Frank.
Ben, what speaking one more time as world turns, it's one thing if an actor's wrapping up their role and they're leaving a show, but what is it like when a whole show is
Yeah.
ending and to be there at the end?
You know what? I really screwed the pooch with that one. Um, one of my big regrets is I didn't understand the gravity of what it meant for that show to be ending.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't. And I remember the last day, I shot the very last day. It was real, and I remember it was the weirdest stuff. Like there's, the studio had like storage in the back and they were selling everything. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, they were like selling the chandeliers, the couches, everything. And I remember the very, very last day, I was up earlier in the day, and I shot my stuff and I was done. And I remember being like, okay, well, I'm gonna go home. And, I did. But a lot of the actors, especially who had been there for a really long time, they stayed throughout the entire day and they watched everything. And I remember there was that awesome Emma, my grandmother,
Yeah.
Kathleen Widows. She had that kitchen set, the Snyder kitchen. I
Yes.
remember I saw a picture afterwards. They had put like a champagne, those they just had like maybe it was just like a row of like 100 champagne glasses like on her kitchen table. Um, and it was a really, I just didn't understand the gravity of it. And I didn't understand, I think that show had been on the air for 56 years,
Yeah.
something like that when it
Yeah.
ended.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have just let myself absorb that a little bit. So, like, yeah, leaving a show is one thing, but the show ending is definitely something very different. And, you know, it's sad. It's very sad. And I wish I had just I understood more what I was a part of in that moment. And I wish I would have stayed. And I wish I would have, if not, because I was on the show, I think, for 5 years or something. And that, especially at that point in my life, that's a very long time. But people had been on the show for
20,
50,
30, 40, 50
you know?
years.
Yeah. And that for a lot of, and behind the scenes too, for a lot of these people, that was their work life. They met husbands there, they met wives there, they had children. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I wish I gave that the weight that it deserved, and I didn't. I was young, so yeah.
Yeah. So you see. Back to General Hospital before we let you go.
Okay.
I have, speaking of moving Lucas around,
You're moving Lucas around?
we're gonna move Lucas around stuff.
Okay. Move him.
Boom. I love that you have scenes with Mo.
Oh my God, I do too.
It's funny because he's just like, he looks at Lucas like, I don't want to fight with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
He
don't have
kept calling
time
me,
for you right
he was like,
now.
oh God, this Nat is back.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
about
yeah,
to
yeah.
ask,
Yeah.
how are those scenes with it? Because they're pretty fun. They're kind of funny. I mean, they're like,
He is so funny.
yes,
Like, I don't know if he knows how funny he is, but he's just like his perspective is on just on life is at least I don't know him that well, but like I always enjoy just watching him and like he's very fun to work with. And I like Lucas knows who Sonny is. Lucas is petrified of Sonny, rightfully so. So I
yes.
think that he's trying to stand up for him, and Sonny will just give him this look, and Lucas is like, oh God, oh God, the mob guy, right? But so my favorite moment in the whole like Lucas confronting Sonny stuff was I probably won't be able to do it justice, but there was a scene, it's aired, so I can talk about
Yeah.
it, where Lucas, I think it's when he goes and gives his key back to Carly,
Okay.
and Sonny's there.
Yes.
And so I had to be talking to Sonny, but Carly, just the way it was blocking and the way the cameras work, sometimes like angles get weird.
Yeah.
And so Carly's like right here, and then Sonny's right here, and then I'm like over here. And so I'm like talking at Sonny, da, 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 but I can't see him because Carly's in the way.
Yes.
But it looks like I can see him. So I'm like going off and bah, 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 bah. And then if this Mountain View water is Carly's head,
Yes.
I just see Mo go and just like peek out and like just
Oh
give
my
me
God.
a little smile. And I
Oh my God.
I was able to because
Finish
I
it.
had to storm off or something. I was able to finish the scene, but died laughing, just seeing his little face. God, it was fun. Yeah, but like I love the way he interacts, like because he's like Lucas, you are not a threat. You,
No, no, not at all.
it's
Okay.
like a little puppy yapping at
Yes.
his ankles.
Yes. And one thing, Frank, I'll let you have the last question. Before the last question, I have to ask because she is a goddess. She is mother. she is everything. Maura West.
Oh God, yes.
Tell me what you
I
tell
was in
me.
my mind, I was like, if you're not saying Maura West after that,
Oh no, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. I saved it for last.
Yeah.
She's everything. She's everything. So, please tell us some stuff about it. Please tell us. I'm listening.
There's I mean, I have
I
goosebumps.
see it. Wow.
That's how I feel
Wow.
about her. That's how I feel about her. I I coming to General Hospital and her being on it for me was such a gift. And I've told this story before in interviews, but I'll tell it again. I remember being on As the World Turns, like on all of, on General Hospital and World Turns, there's monitors everywhere. So you're always able to see what's happening on set. And I remember being on As the World Turns. And I didn't really have any scenes with her, or any meaty scenes at least. Just watching her, watching a lot of them, but watching her specifically and being like, she is so good. She is such a like she's just so I don't know, I like
I
so
know.
present, so funny, so feisty. She her range is insane.
Yes.
Um and now being, all these years later, it was such a cool sort of full circle moment to have her be the person that I knew from, also Tommy, who's a sound guy. He's on our show too.
Oh,
Yeah, the first day I was in, he's like, man. Yeah, but like having her there and getting to have scenes with her and getting to play her nephew.
yeah.
I mean, it's really like such a gift. And it was such a just a cool moment. Sometimes the universe just like aligns in such an awesome way. I remember so I had been there a couple days before she had, or before, we ran into each other, and she didn't know I was on the show. And I remember I was coming out of I had a wardrobe fitting. I was coming out of the wardrobe room, and she was turning the corner because they put our wardrobe for the day on like these racks right outside wardrobe to grab her clothes. And she saw me and she registered, and I could, in her eyes, I was like, it's like she's seen a ghost. She's like, man. I was like, yeah. She's like, she gave me a hug and she's like, who are you? She's like, are you the new Lucas? And I'm like, yeah. And she screamed so loud, joyfully,
Oh yeah.
so loud that the security guard from all the way down the
Oh
hall
my God.
came and thought like something horrible had happened. Um, yeah, it's so I adore her. She's the real deal. She's also just like so kind, so smart. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I'm a fan of hers. I'm a big fan of hers, and I always have been, and I always
Well,
will be.
the fans know this. You already said it in the chat. There were two women that I on daytime that I loved the most. One was Christian Alfonso on days.
Okay.
I got to interview her and meet her, so everybody knows that you can watch on TV my moment with her. The other was Mara West.
Yeah. I
I've
mean,
never met her. I've never
you
seen her.
never met her?
No, I know everybody else. I know Martha Byrne. I met Lucy. I met
You
everybody.
never met Mora. Oh, well, when you do, you're in for a treat.
I'm gonna faint. I'm gonna faint. I was if I and then said in chat, James I can't meet her. I'll just fall apart.
Yeah, I mean, she's every she deserves every drop of praise that she gets.
Yeah.
She's the real deal. She's it.
And we like her. We always get mad when they don't write enough for her or write her a certain way. We're always like, come on, more is better
Yeah.
than that. We know
She can
more.
do, I mean, again, she can handle all of like the really, really dramatic stuff. She's got such her timing is just impeccable with comedy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Frank, now you can ask the last question.
Oh, well, I guess I'll do two really quick ones. One is I know the cast was on Celebrity Family Feud. I watched that episode. What was
Yes.
it like for everybody? What was it like their reception when they got back, knowing that they just came a couple points short from winning the money?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
So that's
Donnell
my
came just a
reception. They
little short.
lost? They
Yeah, they
lost?
lost. They lost. I mean, they got to the final round, the big money, but
Doesn't
they
everybody get to the final round? Isn't it just two of them? Two?
Yeah, then it was Donnell and I can't remember the other person, but yeah,
Wait, did they win against the other Soplo?
they did. They won against the other. Yes.
They didn't win any money?
They got the
Well,
donation to the charity.
they for
Yeah.
Yeah.
charity. They want to get Young and the Restless. They want to get
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
So no hazing, no hazing for them when they
no,
came.
no, no, no.
All right.
You know what? I actually I know that it aired and stuff, and I remember hearing that they went out and shot that a couple months ago. But I think because we were on a 5 week break, so
Right.
much stuff happened. Like the Emmy noms came out, the
Yes.
that came out. So I don't when I got and I just started back we started last Monday, and my first day was Wednesday. So I kind of forgot. I was congratulating, like seeing people and congratulating them
Oh,
on the
okay. Yeah.
nominations and how was your break, blah blah blah. I forgot to ask how
Yeah.
was Ruthie Family Feud.
And then the last one, who is an unsung hero from behind the scenes of GH?
Oh, oh, there's
Whether
so
it's a sound person, script
yeah.
coordinator.
Um,
Cameraman, anything.
our stage manager Kyle is very, very good at what he does. And it's a really hard job. You're organizing all the pieces in real time. So I would say him definitely. Mark Teschner, our casting director, is
Love Mark.
he's been on that show. If you have watched that show in 30 years, you're watching actors that he put on that show. He's such an awesome casting director, such a great guy. Um, and just like like he must know every actor in Los Angeles.
He does. He does.
Yeah. He's also I mean he's chef's kiss.
Well, Van, I tell you, this show 10 years ago would have gotten its start was from Mark Teschner. So I was at AfterBuzz TV. I was at AfterBuzz TV, and I had said, "Is there a General Hospital after show?" No, James. You cast it and put it together. That's how I got Frank.
Okay.
People. But another host there had got Mark Teschner for an interview on this other show, and someone said, "Wait, James is starting a GH show. Maybe we should meet." And so I met the other girl. Her name was Candace Barroso. We love her. And she was like, "James, would you come on and co-host with me?" I'm like, "Sure." Mark Teschner was the nicest guy when I was
Nicest
in
guy.
the room.
Yep.
I'm dead serious. And he gave me, I was card still. He gave me his card, wrote his cell phone number, and said, "James, when you start your show, if you need anything,
Oh,
text me." So I was like, but people, this is Hollywood. Oh, okay. I mean, it was nice. I
yeah.
was like, okay, sure, whatever. Thank you, whatever. So I cast the show. Frank and we did the test shows. It got cast. It was like months later. So I gave a call. I was like, I want to have guests on the show. Like, who's the PR person at GH? Thinking I won't hear from him. He probably think, who's this guy texting me from whatever. 5 minutes later, I shit you not. 5 minutes later, he was like, "Hi, James. So good to hear from you. Congratulations. Here's the person."
Yep. I mean, and that's like just such a good example of like somebody who has a powerful person who's also leading with kindness.
Yes.
And I think like that's so important of like if you've got power, if you are in a decision-making position. And I think that everybody like one of the things I love the behind the scenes, how GH is run because to a person, everybody that I have interacted with has treated you with respect and even more than just respect, kindness. And I think that, like that's something that I think we just need a lot more of right now. And so it's not surprising to me to hear that story about Mark because of how he interacts with everybody. And so also just on sort of on a flip side, I also am an acting coach. And before General Hospital in New York, I worked at an acting studio and I had taught classes, and I still have clients that I take over Zoom on my
Okay.
days off.
Good.
And sometimes I'll get clients who are going in for GH. And I've always I was like, is this a conflict of interest since it's on the
Oh,
show? So I went to Mark but the fact that I felt confident enough just to go to him and be like, hey, would you rather me not work with these clients, and I knew that he'd just give me, the straight answer. He's like, no. He's like, it would be a conflict of interest if I was coaching them. You are just, you know what I
Oh,
mean? So like just being able to like have that like, to be able to trust that I can go to somebody and be like, because this had been like my third client that I had put on tape when I sort of realized, because I kind of knew, I think, like what storyline they were going to be in. I was like, I don't know, I don't
oh,
know.
how funny. Oh, how funny.
Yeah, and I was like, um, so just being able to like go to him and be like, hey, I've got this question, and for him to be like, I don't know, it's a small thing, but it's just that there's been times in this industry where you don't feel comfortable going to the people in power, because of, X or Y or Z. So the fact that with everybody, with Frank too, I can go to him and ask him anything, and he takes he listens, and you know, he takes into account, what you want. Even like when they have to reschedule my days, they're so nice about it. It's never like, okay, you're working Monday instead of Wednesday. They're like, they go to my people and like, can Van work Monday? We would really love him to be able to, if possible. And like just coming from that sense of like, instead of just telling you what you're doing, it's so nice, and it makes, me, because I'm not on contract. They don't, they can't, like, everything has to be approved by me to, so of course I'm going to do it, because they've all been so good to me that of course I'll move my days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good to know. Van, thanks for being on the show.
Thank
Thank you so much.
you.
Everybody in chat, thanks, Van, for coming on and spending a hot Sunday with us.
Yes, I'm going to the pool.
He's going to,
You guys enjoy chatting about whatever you're chatting about. I'm going
yes,
to be at the
he's going
pool,
to the
okay?
pool. Well, you're welcome back anytime, Van. Thank you
Oh, thank
so
you.
much for being on
It
the
was
show.
fun. It was so much fun.
It's so much fun.
We
I
did
know,
it,
Frank,
James.
we
We
did it,
did
Frank.
it.
We did it,
Good.
Frank.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Bye,
Bye,
Van.
Bye,
man.
guys. Thank you very much. Take care.
So, folks, that was Van Hansis for you. There you go, kids. So,
Look at him. Yes.
and I'm going to say this on camera. He was a fan of Frank and his work and his stuff.
No.
He was. He was a fan. I tried to leave the room. I'm like, you guys are just like talking to him. I'm like, should I step away and leave guys alone? I'm like, I tell you, people love you, Frank. They do. They love you. Everybody tell us you love Frank. You guys love Frank. Tell them.
No, it's
Yes.
they tolerate me just to get to you. I'm the candy shell of the Tootsie Roll Center that is James Lott Jr.
No, I don't know. I think you're the rapper. I think you're the inside. I think you're the middle. I'm just a stick. That's it. No, that was fun. So everybody, so thanks for Hansis. And next week, folks, it's Carlo Rota. It is Sidwell. We got Sidwell next week on the show. Frank, you ready for that?
Uh, Everybody, take a moment to give it up to James. He said he was bringing the guests, and he is bringing the guests.
I am. Even Frank is like surprised. I was like, he's like, you got who? I always tell Frank when I book him, or I always tell Frank like I'm booking and I tell him, but and everybody they love you, Frank. They say Frank is awesome. Rochelle, your first live chat. Oh wow, congratulations, your first live chat with us. Everybody's on Frank who, they're laughing.
That's right.
No, Frank what? No, Frank why? I don't know.
Frank,
But,
how?
but I said, I told Frank earlier in the year, you guys, as we head to our 10-year anniversary of doing some sort of GH program on various platforms, I was going to bring in guests. I told you that, and now I'm doing it. I'm bringing in guests. I'll try to have guests all the way to end of next month when it's our anniversary, Frank. But keep trying to do it. So
It's great. I mean, that any chance to hang out with you and the fans talking about GH is great. But boy, it's been nice to be able to have some of the talent from the show kind of back. It's a nice return.
yeah, we used to have it all the time. So folks, Jay's working hard for you guys. So thank me. Shit.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course. It's all for you guys. Okay, so now we get to the rest of the show. That was a lot of fun. We got some backstage stuff. Frank got that radio DJ voice, how funny. Yeah, so you are. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Frank asks really good questions. He does. He does ask really good questions. So we're glad we have him here. Okay, so the rest of the show sucked. We'll see you guys next Sunday with Carlo Rota. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Like, that's it, everybody. Bye. I want to bring up I was trying to think where I want to go first. I was trying to think I should go where the storyline that's tickling me. Okay, this one will go first because it's a continuation of last week. We had Kathleen Gotti on last week, as you know, we love her. Well, this week she really went. She is put. I love that they're doing this because yes, it makes no sense. Well, why wouldn't the character not think this way? I feel like it's for the character. She thinks she's Rocco grandmother. I'm like Friday's episode. I mean, the looks. I had to. I mean, Laura, Lulu, and Dante were like, this bitch is crazy. I mean, they were looking at her like, okay, wait a minute. I mean, when she was like, it's real blood in her vein. I mean, she really believes that this child has a tie to her.
Biologically,
Right.
from a certain point of view, sure, yeah. Well, but part of me is like, I'm willing to go with that just because the way Lulu's acting. Oh, I mean, yes, we get it. It was a very traumatic thing, but boy, as usual, Lulu just takes everything right to 10, and that's it. Or actually, like 15.
Right.
Just takes
Well,
it.
going to Carly. We gotta get her out of here. I'm like, Carly's like, slow down for a second, bitch. Just slow down, girl. Let's what's going on? Well, we have to get her out. We gotta run out of town. You gotta help me run out of town. And I'm like, okay, calm down. Like, that's what Lulu. She was like, calm down, girl. Like, is she really a threat to Rocco? And like you said, Lulu is 10. She's like 12. She's at 13.
I think the frustrating thing too is that with Lulu, what irritates me about it is that she will go to one person, whether it's Laura, and have this same talk, and Laura will say like, "Hey, yeah, it's Liesel's the bridge.
Yeah.
She changed. She was a different person by the time, while you were in a coma, she had changed and evolved, and
Yes.
she's a different person. So you've got to allow for the fact that other people are going to view her in a different way than you would.
Yes.
And then now she's with Carly, and you think that Lulu, and they play it where Lulu is like taking it in and absorbing what Laura's saying. And it's like, all right, I can look at that. And then we see her again with Carly, and it's like she's back to zero, where it's like, we got to get rid of her. I'm like, what's the point? Why are we having the same scene? And Carly ends up telling her the same stuff. I'm like, why are we keep repeating this?
I agree. It's lazy writing. I agree. I can agree. It's like we don't need. She's going to talk to 5 people, have the same different conversation of the same sort. So we lead to this. All you guys have one conversation with one person, and then go to the storyline. That's fine. That's all we need. That's all we need.
She's just going to keep going and going and going until she can find the one person that will agree with her. It's like, thank you for seeing my side.
Marlon Wallace says, Dante annoyed me. When he called her a criminal, Robert just said, so is your father.
Yes.
Oh my God. I know Dante was sitting there. He was like, ooh, he was like, oh my God, this bitch is crazy. He wanted to jump out of his seat. Laura was trying to be good. She was trying to be good. Like, okay. Even we'll go back to the second. I liked Jason and Liesel's conversation, actually. It actually made sense. And I also liked when Rocco and Danny were talking about it too. I liked that because it's like it's Jason's right. It's like he is getting older, but the parents have to respect like again, it was kind of nice the way he talked to her. She kind of got it. Like she was like, no, you're right. Maybe I'm going to, but I feel this, and because she knows that Jason gets Brit.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So and Laura too. Laura gets it also. Lulu is just cuckoo. And so that's what's annoying. It's just kind of like, okay, we understand. Yes, she was a bad person a long time ago. We totally get it. Everybody was on some level. I mean, and when Dante brought up, did you like when Dante brought up their past? Him and Obrecht's past. Yeah, that's part of it too. It's almost like we as fans understand why they don't like Liesel and Brett. We get it already. Like we kind of get it. And didn't Laura say to Lulu also like, we kind of get your feelings are yours, yes.
Yeah.
But like, however, some things did happen that were different. And folks are saying they love that Rocco and Danny's talk was a good one. Rocco expresses confusion. Jason and Liesel's scenes were really good. I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, give us more of that stuff, not the same talk to with 5 people and Lulu.
And I'd rather, I mean, I guess that's the reason that Rocco is like talking to Laura or wants to talk to other people that know Brit, uh,
Yes,
whether it be Obrecht or Jason. Because yeah, what I liked about that scene with Danny is that, like, yeah, Rocco knows. It's like, yeah, I don't think, I know she's not my mom, but I still have questions and I
right.
still want to know them. But yet Lulu is just so, and Dante to to an extent, just so blinded by like their view and their history with Brit that they're unable to get to really kind of relax and kind of understand that, we may hate her, but Rocco doesn't.
Right.
So we can't, we have to allow him the opportunity to kind of get his own answers.
Well, I think there is, and AE brings us up. Lulu and Dante must have some guilt somewhere about they each were away from Rocco at some point for a while. So I wonder if they're playing that's playing their overprotectiveness is kind of playing into it so much. But then I go, well, Lulu, just in general, obviously is not forgiving because
Oof.
there's no Brooklyn stuff going on. So she's just if everything's black and white and that's it. And but you come from the Spencers, and because your Spencer, they're not like that. The Spencers were never black and white. There were always shades of gray. I mean, all of them. Bobby, all they were all shades of gray, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like Luke and Laura were
Yeah,
accepted and saw those shades of gray in other people.
yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, Luke could yeah, he can see the pluses and minuses of anybody.
Right. And Lucky also kind of falls in the same category. He wasn't too judgmental either. He's like, I'm okay. Like with Christine, he didn't judge her, and he was like, why? But I think Lulu's just like really just stuck in the mud, just like everything is this way or that way, and then that's it. You have to all believe what I think.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
no, that's not the Spencers. They weren't like that.
I did like Liesel just letting Dante and Lulu know, like, don't fool yourselves in thinking that that would have been such a surety that that embryo would have come to term by any other way.
Yeah.
So,
Lee obviously had kind of a point on some level, but it's like, no, I think again, Lulu and Dante have a right to feel how they feel about it. Like I never said they shouldn't, but I would just always just say though, people do change, things do happen. Yeah, and your son is asking questions. Yes, let's have vegetation. Let's work it together, and let's just talk about this. And tell him the bad and the good. Like why I say why not? Tell him everything, and then he'll decide.
yeah,
He'll decide.
I did like Jason telling Liesel that. It's like, yeah, just be honest. And that,
Be
like, yeah,
honest.
that's how I'll trust you.
Right. So it's like it's just kind of I think so. I thought it was just my the storyline to me. I'm kind of enjoying it a little. Just because of Albrecht and all this stuff. And we know Brit's coming back, so that should be interesting to see how that plays out. But then on the other side of this, Frank, the other side, we had a brief 2 scenes of Chase in Brooklyn and
Uh,
adoption.
yeah, where that's just all like, hey, I can't give it my, I can't focus on that. Well, the Geo stuff is just so up in the air. Like, come on, Brooklyn, you can't multitask.
Right. He's going to think that I really don't want him or whatever. I'm like,
Oh, boy.
okay, we're going that direction. So I don't know. I just think that it's once again pacing. Now we hardly ever see Brooklyn and Chase. I mean, we
Yeah.
see Brooklyn and Chase and other things. That's fine. But like now it's like all of a sudden this came out and there's no movement with Geo. There's no movement or interaction with him. So it's like this whole big thing. And now once again, now it's just in the back burner, so to speak.
I
They're
know.
all on canvas, but they're all doing other things.
Yeah, and I guess uh and maybe this is their way to cover like where you need to see real time but people processing this stuff. And so rather than just having them recycle the same kind of conversations again and again between Brooklyn or Geo or Dante and Geo, is that they just have them off doing separate things for a while, and we'll just buy whenever they decide to put them back together that, like, oh yeah, they've all had time to kind of process this, and maybe we can then get some forward movement on this. Maybe, I don't know.
So that sounds great. And that sounds like a nice plan. I can't believe in it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like they really built up Brooklyn and Chase as this couple that will be together for whatever, and it's just kind of died out now. It's like, okay, I mean, I don't have to rotate, but it's kind of like we still need them on. I mean, we need them. This needs to keep going. I understand why you can't just keep going.
Yeah.
Have them lock heads. Have something happen with Geo and Brooklyn have to get together somewhere. I mean, just I don't know. I just feel like there's something that needs to happen. They're all too separate right now after all of that.
Yeah. It's like I, and maybe I guess that's a tough thing with GH. Like you never know. I guess what their bigger plans are, or things that they want to
Yeah,
open into.
yeah.
But there's also part of me that's like, don't be afraid. Like there's always going to be story, so you never have to hold back. Just keep moving. And have it's cooler to have like smaller climaxes amongst characters, and not everything has to tie into like a big event. That's so you're stalling some things, waiting for this big event to happen, whether it's a marriage or a divorce or whatever it is, and then have everything come out. Like, no, let have smaller character arcs.
Well, we also had a couple of scenes, and it was more to prop up a scene between Carly and Willow, of course. But we had Chase and Willow.
I will
How do
be
you feel about that scenes?
I will testify. I will testify for you.
It's like, so does he still like Willow?
Uh I hope not. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think he said too much about Brooklyn. I mean, I think he's always going to have a soft spot for Willow. Uh, but I don't think I think like in a loving sort of way. No, I think Brooklyn's his. I mean, of course, if they keep playing this up where Brooklyn's like, I don't even want to talk about adoption until jails went out, then maybe. But I think as of right now, no.
Because they had Willow tell Isaiah, obviously, I cheated on. I was married to Chase. Really? How did I miss that? Yeah, I cheated on Michael with him. And it was like, oh, she's a hoe. No, he didn't say that. But he was just like, wow, okay. And he did that. So I mean, and I see. I know Isaiah right now is just talking to everybody. He has chemistry that we said with everyone. But I'm like, I'm seeing something there. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. Amaya says Chase always liked Willow as a person. I'm not trying to make you guys go all crazy. I'm just saying they were together and they had scenes together, and I'm just like, I'm just wondering. I mean, I don't know what's going. I don't know. I'm like, because I mean, why are we getting Chase Willow scenes? Who cares? I mean, they're not even. I mean, and then later you have to have. I mean, Chase and Michael get their friends, obviously, but they have Chase and Michael get into it after he said, "Stay out of it,
Yeah.
stay out of it, don't say nothing," and Chase just kept going. I'm just wondering what this whole thing is about. I'm like, just like now they're pulling Chase into their mess.
And it is this child thing is getting interesting because I mean, yeah, now hearing what Sidwell's reasoning was for
Oh yes,
bribing the judge. But so you think like, oh well, then sure they'll go back to Willow. But now that Michael knows that Willow's well, at least 98% suspects that like she's the one that was moving
yes.
around Daisy. It's like, all right, don't count on Willow getting those kids anytime soon.
I was actually impressed that they actually explained they had Sidwell talking to Marco about that and was like, here's why I did this, here's what I have planned.
Yeah.
From what he wants to do. That is getting at Sonny through his kids. So he's going there. He has a long game. So I thought, oh, okay. I'm glad now we know at home kind of what the whole point was. See, and
Yes.
you always say that. Give us a scene. It just says one thing, like just explains one thing. And we got it.
So like, yeah, all right. Thank you, thank you, GH writers for like filling us in, so you don't be like, why did he even do this?
Yes. But Frank, I thought of you.
Ooh, what was I wondering?
Well, I always think about you, in those private moments. Don't tell Flobo. No, here's the deal. I thought of you because you said this last week. And basically Portia kind of said it this week. Why answer me this, Frank, why does Curtis feel so secure that you ain't gonna do nothing? Yeah, Portia's like, really? Like, you really believe this? Like, After everything, you said it last week, and Portia kind of said it too. After everything last week, they've done on this show to them, we called a truce. So now we can work on our marriage. What? So Frank, explain that to me. Okay, we
Uh,
can.
yeah. Well, one, I love that the attack is now going to be we're going to get Stella fired.
Oh,
Uh,
I know she's catching a stray all of a
yeah.
sudden. Why Stella? What's with Stella for?
Uh, so I mean, just Drew. I mean, he's his own worst enemy.
Yes.
You know, it's like he just, just because he wants to try to feel like he can get up on somebody, then he ends up just shooting himself. Like once Curtis finds out like this, oh man, it's it's one thing to come from Portia, especially when Portia did something wrong for sure. But come for Stella, where at best she just, like she helped somebody get the treatment that they needed. And then Drew wants to take her down. Ooh, just Curtis, clean him out. Clean him out.
Right. I'm just like, this is I'm like I said, okay, you can't. But then they have a scene with them. I'll go, where do you live, Jordan? I mean, I have to be there when they inspect your house. It
Yeah.
reminds me when you had your place in Baltimore. I'm like, what are you doing over there?
I mean, as always, great use of the park set.
Of course, your favorite,
Favorite.
yes.
There you go. You just got to see them going there to that park bench. I do like how they just filmed Isaiah just as he comes into the park, like he's like, I'm in nature. Oh, this is beautiful.
Yes.
What?
What? He looked over there. He was staring at him, just like laughing and talking.
And what I liked about it is that they were way more animated as he's looking over than
Yeah,
they
I know they were. Yes,
they were
yes.
they were just talking.
It's called pantomime acting, Frank. For background actors, that's what it's called. So yes, no. So for me, here's what I need to happen. I need I need Curtis and Jordan to have sex in her new place. I need Isaiah to find out, tell Portia, and then they have sex. That's what I need. I don't need Curtis and Portia together anymore. Bye bye. Bye. I don't need them together anymore. I'm done with them. But I think need to separate these couples now. I think we need to break them up.
I think that Portia and Isaiah will have sex before Curtis and Jordan.
Oh, okay. You heard it here,
I,
Frank said it. You heard that? Okay.
I think just based on this, Isaiah's gonna just start kind of worming his way in with Portia. It's like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
And if he loses that and then starts getting like, was Curtis even being genuine? He said he wanted to replay a relationship and he's out there just flirting with Jordan.
We're gonna do a
Uh,
poll because people are already talking about this. We're gonna do a poll. There you go, folks. I've done a poll a long time.
oh,
So who will cheat first? Who will cheat first? Will it be, come on, Curtis and Jordan, Isaiah? I'm spelling his name wrong, I'm sure.
as long as you put the P in there, it's fine.
Okay. I want Portia. Portia. Which one do you think, kids? Go ahead and vote in the poll. I've done a poll a long time. Who do you think will cheat first? Curtis and Jordan, Isaiah, Portia. Actually, everybody, hold on 1 second. I'm afraid I have to go pee real quick. So I'll be right. I'll be right back.
Man, JLJ.
Oh my
Use
god.
the restroom. There he goes. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I think that it's gonna be Isaiah and Jordan, or so Isaiah and Portia. I just feel like that's where the setup's going. Isaiah's now seeing the two of them kind of chatting, and he's gonna go back to Jordan and just start planting seeds. He's gonna start making some inroads because I feel like Isaiah's been pretty obvious with Portia's like, I think I'm more interested. I could be interested in you more than as my co-chief of staff. So yeah, and plus Curtis, even when he was talking with Jordan, he even thanked Jordan for helping him kind of clarify that he was like, hey, yeah, this we could have fallen back into nostalgia and old relationships and continued, but nope, you're right. Kind of set me straight. I'm gonna fight for my marriage. So I feel like Curtis's mindset is trying to repair it, and I feel like Isaiah could throw a monkey wrench in that by talking to Portia and knock that derail all that progress, and it's going to be Isaiah and Portia just knocking boots.
I think they agree so far. It's 71-29, Isaiah and Portia. DG disagrees. He thinks that Jordan and Curtis are far too close. That they don't know it's inappropriate. They won't see it coming, but it will. Somebody goes Curtis and Nina too, baby. Oh my God. People think it will be Curtis because he's so on his high horse. But folks are saying Isaiah and Portia have great chemistry. Portia and Isaiah would be an easy couple. It's 73-20. People are saying Isaiah Portia in the chat. So you guys keep voting. So we're going to find out if they do this. First of all, we don't really going to do this.
But the thing we can all agree on, everybody, is that whatever happens, they won't tell Trina.
Oh my God. Exactly.
She's too fragile. She cannot hear this sort of stuff.
Don't get me started on that. Yeah. Even Stella saw Portia and Isaiah together.
Oh yeah, where she was like, "Hello."
She went to Curtis though, and told him about himself. It was like Curtis. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but she's like, "You better look at your girl, Curtis. You better work on your marriage." No, Stella saw the chemistry. She did, but her and Portia, she was like, "I'm keeping my mouth shut, Portia." Portia's like, "Yes, you did. I love you. Thanks for keeping your mouth shut." She goes, "You like that better?" I'm paraphrasing, of course, but she's like, "Yeah, you glad I keep my mouth shut because still got a lot to say, but she's not saying nothing."
No.
He's like, she's not saying she's keeping her mouth shut. Isaiah could be with Liz. They have chemistry too. They just have chemistry with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it could be with Willow. I mean, they've got.
I know that they have chemistry also.
Yeah.
But I think they're heading towards Portia. I think we've seen it, the writing on the wall. I think they're heading towards whether it's not even sex, but kissing or something's going to happen.
I mean, at some point, he's going to take one of these ladies up to that cabin he's renovating, and it's going to get freaky.
Da, 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 da. Yes, they're going to get there, folks.
I put a big comfy bed here in my cabin, which we check it out.
So yes, Drew makes a new enemy with Martin. Well, that's the whole thing. So yes, we know that Stella is just a collateral damage in this whole thing. He has nothing against Stella. Drew has nothing against her. It's all a collateral damage thing. And I agree with that also. So she's going to get caught in the crossfire. So, I mean, it's because he has nothing against her. He has things against the other folks that are, involved.
Yeah.
And so when Drew got on that phone, "Hi, I want to talk to whoever does insurance fraud." I mean, whatever. I was like, okay.
Ugh.
But Martin, you open your big ass mouth.
There you go. Yeah.
When
somebody does something nice, you just kind of shh.
You said keep it quiet. Yeah. What part of you're a lawyer? What part of keep it quiet do you understand?
Especially like, why don't talk to Drew about it. Talk to anybody else. Talk to Laura about it. Don't talk to Drew.
Right.
It's like, how can you trust that guy? You work with him. You know how shady he is. Get out of here.
I know. Apparently, this week we got some talks about Scout leaving, and Lexus don't like that.
Oh man, don't even get me started on that storyline because
remember, Lexus has always had a problem kind of with Scout leaving.
Well, and I shouldn't say that storyline. I should say the scene that we got this week between, which ended up being just a Lexus and Jason scene.
Yes.
Which it's me getting back on my soapbox about the Monica recast. Like, just recast Monica. This should have been a scene between Alexis and Monica.
I know.
Why was it this? So like, yes, I understand people who want to, and absolutely honor Leslie. Absolutely, she deserves all the accolades, all the flowers, as the kids say these days.
Yes.
For her work and her performance, and her incredible tenure that she had on GH. But holy cow, like, don't give us like, this scene screams to have Monica in it, and so it's like, when it's just like, recast her. She fills a very important need in the show. So I don't know. Anyway, so that's that whole scene just bugged me because I was like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
And Scout told Drew she didn't want to leave.
Yeah. Uh, but I
So
mean, Drew listens to nobody.
he doesn't. He doesn't. So does this mean we're getting a custody battle between grandmother and I think in New York, grandparents do have rights. I think because not all states grandparents have rights. So I'm wondering to do a whole thing here between Drew and I don't know. I really don't want to see that either. But I guess that's where we're going.
Well, and I mean, the other thing is we also have like Sam's updated will that is somewhere on Diane's desk that was never found. Like, I don't
Right.
know why that never came up again after Sam's death. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I mean, Sam wanted Scott to be with Dante, but they weren't legally married at that point.
No.
So it's like I don't even know how much standing it would be. But the fact that we all know, we all saw it, we all know it that will exists. Like, why are we not? Why has that not become? Why does that not come up? We're just supposed to forget that exists.
Right. So I don't. So we have all that going on.
Well, and plus it was also irritating just to see like Drew like go to Elizabeth and he's just like, you know me, I've got to fix this. Like, dude, you also got to know you're the reason that Willow's in this mess.
Well,
So
Elizabeth brought up the past, which I was shocked. She said, even the things I did to you and
yeah,
people around it. I almost forgot the whole John Doe thing when it was Billy Miller. I almost forgot about that. I was like, that's right. She lied to everybody, kept him from his family. I'm like, so I guess it just feels like she can't judge. She's done some shit that she shouldn't be doing either over the years.
but it's also like she also then knows like, hey, Drew, you just got to step back for a while. You
Right,
let this other person get their life together first, and then if you guys get together, great. But you got to give the space.
right. Well, David said Drew loves Drew, and that's just kind of they turn him into this giant narcissist. He bulldozes his way through everything, doesn't care. He's like Cyrus, has no self awareness. It's just full. I want this. Let's make this happen. That's it. It's all he cares about. So I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea what I don't know idea. Now his purpose seems neutered because they're keeping Willow really away from him. They're really keeping it. She's like really. I seen everything. I've seen every. I get it now. Like they're playing it that way. So I don't know.
I mean, I can understand Willow wanted to do that because what if she ends up getting involved again with Drew before the custody hearing in October? Like, oof, like I don't I don't think that's good for her chances.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. What else happened last week?
Uh, well, I mean, we got Anna was gonna tell Carly about Joss being a WSB agent and then gets abducted. Like, I'm trying to keep you out of Steinmauer. You
They
you would be
played.
committing treason if you told her that she was a WSB agent.
They played. It was so funny. Is they played it kind of comedically also in mixed in, which was kind of weird. I'm sorry for the zip ties. Why I wouldn't expect anything less. I was kind of like, she was like, I get it because she's kid people for me. Like it's just kind of like, and you're right. Then it kind of got personal. Like, well, you say you was just telling Anna off and about, well, you're a double, well, you're a triple agent. I can't remember what was that like. And she was like, "Excuse you, mf'er. I mean, this is my granddaughter." And blah blah. Like, so it's kind of like, and Anna and Carly have nothing against each other. So that's kind of thing. They have nothing against each other. So she's like she said later to Jack, I appreciate she came to me about Joss, and about Vaughn. I'm glad she came to me to warn me. Because I don't want to fight with Anna. Like they don't really they're fine. So I didn't understand all of that. I was like, okay, so he kidnaps her to tell her to be good.
And
Uh,
then she needles him later at the Metro Court
right.
with Carly. She's like, "Oh, I've got to tell you something important about a family member." And you just you just see his eyes all the time going, "You saw what are you doing?"
I'm not going to tell you until this time, but next time, blah, blah, she storms off. I'm like,
Ugh.
and then of course Friday, it's like, I would tell you something you're not going to like it. Now, how do we bet that she doesn't say nothing?
Yeah, probably not. What I did like is like the when she does come up to the Metro Court with Carly, it says that, and Carly's like, Is there something that's so important that you need to tell me right now when I'm trying to hook up with my man for a little
That's
bit?
right for a weekend. She's like, hello,
That's, I mean, that is
hello.
real life. It's like, yeah, is it really, does it really need to happen right now? Please.
Yes. So I don't know. I'm ready for that secret to come out too. I'm ready for that to come out.
Which I
Uh,
feel like it's gonna come out. What's like because like we know that Anna's gonna tell Jason to go, and Jason will go to the resort and see Britt. But then Jocelyn's there as well, so Jason could see Jocelyn there, and start putting it all together.
you know.
Or I wouldn't be surprised if Anna even tells Jason that Joss is a WSB agent.
Well, because that's the season to come up this week, I think, because she's like, come on, let's talk. And I would when she said you need to get find Brent and find her now. And he says in the preview, tell me everything you know.
Yeah.
So I think it might come out also. And again, another confidence he'll keep for her, which for them it's something. I don't know. I just because there's that whole storyline that's happening. But back to Joss and them, and she goes to see Carly, and I'm just gonna leave town, and I'm into this, and all that stuff. I don't know. I have no feeling for or against Vaughn. I have no feeling for or against him. I don't like Joss's WSB agent. I don't care for that, but I have no feeling against him or anything. He's fine, I guess. Um,
Well,
and
I will ask you, James. I know you say you don't like Joss as a WSB
you know,
agent. How do you feel about the WSB as a presence on the show?
it could be better. I think it could be written better. I think it's the writing. They seem like they're so now. I guess they're wrapping up. It felt like for a while they were just kind of sprinkling it in. I mean, big deal's a big presence, but it's sprinkling it in. But now it seems like they're wrapping up, but it's tied to Brit.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering after this thing comes out, Brit comes home and everything. What's the? I mean, I don't know. I mean, is this going to be a continued presence? Because on Friday, you know that Josh is not going to see Brit. It ended with her walking up,
Oh
but
yeah,
no,
where she's not going to turn her head, so she
no,
doesn't know. Yeah.
no. So we're not going to see her. So, but they will meet up eventually. We're just going to see her eventually. But I just think I don't know. I'm just like I like the idea of the WSB. That's a staple on GH over the years. I like it. I don't know. I just kind of I'm not impressed yet.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess for me, as I suppose when I started watching as a kid, like WSB was a bigger part of the show at that point. It certainly, the show then went into their mob years, and we've kind of been revolving around that orbit since. But for me, and we've had little dabbles of WSB stuff throughout the years too. But so for me, it's like, oh, at least the GH that first got me involved in watching as a kid, like the WSB was a part of it. So it's like for me, it's like, hey, yeah, I like having the WSB as a kind of as a part of the canvas of the show.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like the idea. It's like, we do have to have somebody in the younger cast involved to be able to
Right.
keep
Yeah.
those storylines going.
Agree with that.
But I get what you're saying that, I mean, certainly Emma makes the most sense uh
Right.
for that. So and
Because back in the day, they really wrote story for them. WSB, DVX, all that. There was some really good story written, and I feel like you could do that again because the PCPD is just tired. So who cares about them? This WSB has a larger reach. It's also more potential for storyline, and you have folks who were there and sort of originals. So you can also kind of call in mixed with. I'd almost buy. Anybody, folks will hate this, of course. If Emma and Jill got involved in WSB somehow over Joss, that to me would have made more sense.
yeah.
And then there's a whole thing going on there. And so I think I just think that, I don't know, I just kind of feel like they threw Joss into the story where they play Emma as very committed to this whole thing with the animals, the animal testing. That's one thing, the one through line. Emma's been very clear about how she wants to stop all that. So you could do some great stuff with them. To answer your question, right now I'm just whelmed. I'm not overwhelmed or underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed. It's like okay. It could be better. They introduced these little side characters here and there. Like, where's that chick that was on a few months ago? Who's a thorn in his side? She's gone. The other chick who's doing the deliveries, we haven't seen her since. You never see homeboy, what's his name? Dalton. You barely see him.
Yeah.
We saw The Office twice. So I'm like saying it's disjointed. It's not. I'm not getting the excitement that in the old days, the left-handed boy and all these things. I mean, it was huge. I mean, Ice Princess. It was all this stuff that was so involved. I just think that they could do some great stuff, but it's not written that way.
Because I know it makes sense that Emma would want to follow in Anna's footsteps since she was always a hero of hers. I'd be down. I mean, because it seems like the show has made it clear that like, nope, she's not WSB. She's
Oh,
all about the animals right now. But I would be down if, she's secretly also working. She was recruited for DVX, posing as a WSB. So she thinks that she's part of some WSB thing that she's not telling anybody about, but it's really DVX. Ugh. I'd be just for a way to get like, yeah, let's get Emma involved in that side of it as well. But
well, so I bring somebody to chat about the budget. No, I get the budgets, but they still can do. There's things you can do. There's things you can do, even emotionally, to make it better than just what we're getting. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's
I mean, the days of shooting on location are going to be very few. I mean, other than the
right,
part,
very few. Right, right,
yes.
right.
But it's still, I mean, the show still does go around the world. I mean, whether it's to Germany or so all they do is they throw up a nice exterior, B-roll shot of some location and we're in there.
Right.
So I mean, we have gone around the world on the show still in the last 5, 6 years, 10 years. So
Shit, age, little Noah, bring him on the show and make him WSB, a young WSB agent. I can see
oh yeah,
Robert. I mean, that's Robert's grandson. That's Robin, and that could be fun. Unless you're gonna make him a doctor like them, but that could be fun. Have him be on WSB and love his Aunt Anna and all that. I mean, that could be totally fun.
totally. I'd be absolutely down for that. Uh, yeah, the one thing that I did not enjoy and I'm tired of, and I don't want to see any more scenes of, and again, is Geo and Emma debating about whether it should be Emma or Geo that goes into the office to look for stuff. Like that scene repeated 3 times last week,
Wow.
where it's, I'm like, holy cow, we are talking about the same thing you guys had already agreed on and settled, but for a third time. This is awful.
Nope. I mean, you're right. I mean, I agree with you completely. That's what it was.
It's like, you could not do anything else. Have them talk about anything else. I would have been fine with.
Right.
But we got it. Oh, it had to be this conversation. I know we talked about this, but I still think I was like, what? We had already talked about it.
Yep. I know.
Oh,
It's something else. Right. Something Lucas stuff.
because and I'm sorry, James. Like hearing Van talk about like his like Lucas and Liz's scene added into the nurses' ball. So
Yeah.
we know the show can do that. Like they're
Yeah.
aware
Yeah.
they can add these moments in. So
Yeah.
now hearing that, I'm just like, why do we have to, like I give me a slice of life moment between Gio and Emma if you really need to have something between the two of them. Don't give me a third rehashed conversation within the same week. So it's like, yeah, the GH writers can do it. Van told us they can pivot and put stuff in, and even stuff that's not plot related.
See, to me, and I know this is a dead horse. I'm going to beat it.
Do it.
It would have been wonderful if they recruited Lucky and if he was WSB agent. I would have
Oh,
liked it.
yes.
The storyline possibility, he's a great actor. It could make sense. He was a cop at one point, and he's a go around the world kind of guy. I'm thinking that worldly kind of guy. I think that's a missed opportunity of having Lucky be in WSB. And you can always write him off for things because he has to go off to do something, come back.
Yep.
Very much. I mean, it's you can do the Luke thing with him basically. It's kind of
Yep.
okay. I leaves for 3 months. He comes back. I just it's a shame. And now with this whole Geo wanting to insert himself we never see Dalton. am I even? I mean, when will we see these scenes? And what would they even? Would they mean anything? I mean, like, will there be any kind of real consequence? Like, I don't. I'm not that invested. Because we don't see it very. It's like you said, we don't see it very often. I'm not that invested.
And it's like, hey, man, James, you make me think about what could have been like Jonathan Jackson's schedule, whether it's music or books or poetry or
Off
whatever.
Tuesday, come back.
Great, yeah. But there's got to be like a month out of his year that he's kind of on downtime that he could fly out and be on GH, and you could just plan it around, like him coming back into town, or him somewhere in the world on a WSB mission that could tie back into the larger ongoing plot. And just like that's the way you could still have this character still be a part of it. Like, once every year and a half, he's back for 4 to 6 weeks and boom, then he's off.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's move on from that storyline. Um, what's another storyline? We already talked to Lucas and all that stuff.
Oh, and do you need to see any more of this dog as we say
I don't
goodbye?
mind dogs, though. I don't mind
Well, yeah, yeah, the dog's great, but boy, we're just being a dead horse with like, oh, are we gonna do this schedule? Like,
I don't mind. I don't mind.
oh,
But we saw Kirsten Storms. That shocked me. Like, wow. Okay, so I guess she filmed some stuff before she left. And it's whole basically deception because we go back to Tracy having a talk with Sidwell and Marco, and explaining in quotes how it'd be bad for her to turn it in, and then her going back and talking to Lucy. I mean, anytime Lucy and all get together, it's kind of funny, and then talking about we shouldn't do anything. And everybody backing her except for Maxie. Maxie's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I love Sunny, but what's going on?" So, will this bite them in the ass, or is this actually a closure of just that whole thing?
well, I think this leads to Maxie being gone now because you saw when Lucy tells that to Sidwell. Sidwell's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sidwell's gonna remove Maxie from this situation.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's why she's gone. Because it's like she does not if there's even the possibility that Maxie could tell Mac could go to the PCBD, besides, what Lucy, Brooklyn, and Tracy had decided. Yeah. So the way they showed Sidwell's reaction to hearing that bit of information, it's like, yeah, he's gonna do something, and Maxie's gonna disappear for a while until she's back at the beginning of next year.
Right. Outback is cute. No schedule yet. I'd rather see Outback than Drew or Sunny.
Yeah, but it's also like, Outback's fine, but it's also like man, boy, if we played this beat, like I'm tired of it. Like, oh, this dog is crazy.
Well, DG agrees with you. The cute dog gets too much airtime. GH is not the dog whisperer.
Fine to have a dog on there. That's great, but it's also like, I've already seen this beat played out of it's like, oh, this dog is eating my shoe. This dog's got my thing blank. No. Who's gonna walk this dog?
But folks, there has to be some whimsy on shows. Soaps do cutesy and whimsy, not always correctly, not always smoothly, but the dog is cutesy. That's part of the show. That's cutesy.
Like Emma using him to get in with closer with the doc, her professor, fine. Uh, Anna coming into the Metrocore pool, being dragged by by Outback, going, "Oh, are you gonna take him?"
Yes.
No, like Emma, who wanted this child, wanted this dog, who cares about animals more than anybody. Nope, sorry, I can't. So why don't you just take him to work? Take him to work? You don't make that thing like you're the police commissioner. Nobody's more powerful than you. You can just take him and nobody's gonna say anything to you. Are you kidding me? Get out of here, Emma. Thinking you know how the world works.
No, do you remember at Foster and Annabelle? And Annabelle's second.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. I don't mind dogs. Though. I don't mind the horses. I don't mind dogs. I like animals, so they don't bother me. That's what we separate. That's what we separate, Frank. I don't bother me.
No, no, they don't bother me, but much like Gio and Emma having that same repeated conversation, it's like I also need you to just do different things with this dog and not just have the same
The
kind of
dog
beat.
is all about shoes. That's
Ugh.
the true line. Girl, a day rate for a dog is cheaper. There you go. Anyway, so it's just
What do you think? What are the odds are that that dog, that Outback, jump into that pool sometime between takes?
I wanted to. I hope he does. I'm sure it's warm there. I don't. I have no problem with that. It doesn't bother me. I'll move on to another storyline. If we have another one, I think we're missing one. We did a deception.
Well, we do get Ava talking to Alexis saying, "Hey, I want Rick out of here," and then Rick also saying, "Hey, Martin, I got to get out of here too," but Ava can't know until the very last second.
It. I saw the previews. So the problem I have with this storyline, again, as we said earlier, Maura West deserves great scenes and great writing. And the fact that they're leading her towards Cody in this way is just so, because I said this before on something else. Folks at home, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Rick and Elizabeth can't get back together. Too much has gone down that Elizabeth look dumb.
Yeah.
But they keep having Rick kind of baiting her, kind of like just like is pining after her. That part is fine, but they actually keep pushing them together. Rick and Ava were two peas in a pod. I would have loved more of them. They cut that short.
Which is so frustrating.
But yeah,
It's frustrating, and we also didn't get enough of it together to like when you want to pull them apart, it means more. Because right now it's like we didn't even see him, so now we're just frustrated about what we never got.
exactly. I just think this is, and there's just so much. There's so much going around because who's all okay? Okay, I'll say this. Everyone's guilty of something. Christina, lucky if he was still around. Elizabeth, Alexis, Ava, Rick, Christina. Now Michael knows what happened, so Michael knows. I think Jason knows what happened too. I think Jason knows. I think.
I don't think he does. No.
No. There's so many folks who are so like all guilty on all fronts. It's ridiculous at this point, actually, to me. The storyline now the story's got out of hand. And I'm like, I just feel like it needs to come out. It just needs to come out now. And then put everybody out of their misery. Because I think yes, there's like repercussions if it comes out, obviously. But everybody's not going to jail, obviously. But I just feel like there's just a lot that I'm not caring for it. So it needs to just come out and just be done with it. Because I like Rick and Ava together. Like, why are we throwing this wrench in there? And Molly and Cody I like together. It shows Christina's a bad sister once again. She's making these things. She's such a bad sister.
Yeah. It's frustrating because it's, as always, we've talked about this. GH can tee up interesting interesting couples and then never really gives them the time to actually do anything.
Yep.
And then they're already breaking them up. And we're like, what? They're already breaking up. We didn't even see them do anything yet.
Cody has no story.
No.
Cody's just there. He's just kind of there. He shows up here and there. He's standing behind Brooklyn. He's over here with this person. He's there with Tracy sometimes. We don't even see the Stables anymore. So I'm just saying, it's just kind of like I don't understand what Cody's role is. Mac's hardly on, which I don't know if that's because of things. I have no idea. But he's hardly on. Sasha's now gone. So when him and Molly have actual chemistry, there's something that I think is really good there.
Yeah.
And the Ava thing just to me it's a smoke screen. It's not exciting to me.
Well, no, because you just know it's not something that's gonna real. It's like we're not. We even got to the point where it's like Cody's like it started off as a job, but then I got real feelings. We're not even at that. Like Cody's just doing his thing for pay. So
Um,
uh yeah, I don't know. I wish I wish it was Ava and Rick, and we got to see more of them. Just two kind of people who kind of view the world kind of similarly, kind
yep.
of being together for a while.
Right. Um,
Which then makes me wonder, like, well, what do they have planned for Rick? Because yeah, you're right. It's not going to be with Liz.
no, it can't be.
And Liz has said as much. Like she's like, she knows
Yeah.
Rick's past. You can't see a woman crawl out of a hidden room in a house
Hello.
in chains and go like, yeah, I'm gonna get back with this guy.
Right. Right. Right.
That alone, no matter what else he's done, like that alone is gonna would be a perennial red flag. Like there's no green flags on Rick's horizon.
No. And yes, we know Ava is his younger man. That is a pattern for her. So I mean, he fits the pattern. I mean, he's charming enough to fit the pattern. I don't get
No, come on. You gonna pass up on that silver fox, Rick Herbst?
it. I know. Now Rick does want Liz. Yeah, I know that part, but I just think it's a well, just wasting his time as a disservice. When they have a different other storylines, they're fine. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They need to do whatever to make Rick stay. Thank you, Rochelle. Yes, we do. Yes.
Totally agree with that. And I always am down for a scene where Rick kind of, drops by and says hi to Liz and tries to flirt, and Liz is always like, yeah, 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 but no, we're not, right? And Rick's like, yeah, okay, well, still, but can we just get a cup of coffee, maybe? I'm always fine with that. It doesn't need to go any further than that. I like that both of them, Rick is still always going to want Liz, but also knows that Liz will never take him back.
Yeah.
And Liz is like, yeah, I'm never gonna like I will be friendly with you, but I will never be romantically involved with you, buddy.
Right. There it is. Um, we were saying Sidwell and Drew talk.
Yeah, I mean, boy, I like why would you poke the bear like that, Drew? Like do you think like that's the guy you want to say like, oh, I will make your life difficult? Like that's the guy you want to say that to, and it's just
Uh,
gonna be cool. Get out of here. Drew is like, man. I've heard this expression a lot this week, like high in his own supply.
yeah, I just Sidwell, which we'll talk to him next week, of course. I just love saying that. He's an interesting character because he has no connections to anybody, no personal or connections to anybody, or any familiar connections really to anybody except for Marco. But they're positioning him in a way that he could have the most damage to people.
Yeah.
He's already has hands on stuff already, as we know. They're making it seem like he could be large. That he's not as ambiguous as people think that he is. That he's getting bigger. Like, there's something going on there. I just hope they continue to write for him in a way that's big and bold and beautiful. Um,
Uh,
I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know what it is. I don't know what it is yet, but I just feel like Sidwell. They keep kind of like hinting at his greatness or whatever that's going on there, but they haven't really fully explored it.
And I want them to also be able to balance that with like I do want him to have like genuine connections with people other than Marco, whether that's Lucy or other people, just because, you know, if you make him a more well-rounded person, then that makes me buy that he can stay on this show longer. He can be the next Valentine and have a nice long run on the show where he's kind of in that kind of gray area.
Yes, and he
Uh,
could. And he could.
yeah.
He's a
Um,
capable actor. He could. I'm just not sure what they're about to do with him. What the deal? I mean, he's working on something, obviously. I don't know.
I also want to know the deals like with speaking of because I think of Sidwell, I think of his real life wife. Like, like what are they doing with this ADA and Sonny?
You know what they're doing?
I know, but it's like because usually in these types of roles, it's just like, we'll see you for a little bit, and then you're just gone. But they keep bringing her around for a while, so like I don't know. I mean, of course, and certainly Sonny is, without a love interest, and I mean,
Yes.
we did say talk with Jason. It's like I'm just always going to be quiet, and every time she brings me in, I'm just making my, I'm just putting my receipts together. And so, if she ever, arrests me, I'll have to have her get off taken off the case.
She is just lazy writing also. Putting them together. She's a Brenda lookalike. She's the type that he likes, obviously. The type. It just to me is lazy. It's like we know like now that she showed a sensitive side to him. He showed a sensitive side to her. She hurt her foot, and it's just like I know where they're going with this.
Well, I felt like the one crucial piece of information that came out is when they did talk about how the judge gave Michael full custody,
All right,
and that Willow didn't get anything. Because I feel like that when Sidwell drops that bomb and tries to frame Sonny as the person that did all this, uh, that the ADA will remember this conversation and be like, "Whoa, okay, maybe Sonny didn't do all this. As much as I want to arrest him, maybe he's not. He's telling the truth here
you
because
know.
he seemed genuinely surprised that Michael got that full custody as well."
It's. I mean, obviously they're getting. Everybody said in chat they're getting together. They're getting together. That's what's happening. Like, obviously. So I don't this. I'm like, okay, I guess that's it. I mean, I don't know what to say about them. So I don't have any feeling for them or against them. It's like this seems lazy.
James, doesn't Sonny deserve love?
Oh jeez. Well,
Doesn't
yes,
he?
everyone deserves love. Yes, they all do. And just like Britt and Jason, Jason talks about Britt with these adoring eyes. It's yeah. And then of course we can't forget Five Poppies. I want a t-shirt or a mug, folks. Is Five Poppies for real? I want one. They are seriously this Pascal guy. And again, I thought about you this week. He wouldn't like that. He would, I mean, it's just they went on and on. I'll be right back. One second. One second.
Yeah. Yeah. Enough with the he's. I need a different name for the he. I need the Midnight Fox, the you know, the
Yes.
Curious Badger. Uh,
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, there's a hoodie from Five Poppies. I thought he was a hoodie. Um, they're not selling it on. They're not selling it on ABC, are they, or anything? They're not selling it on Disney anywhere. The real sweatshirts or anything.
yeah, come on. Somebody on Etsy's got to have made one.
Come on, Etsy. Um, I don't know, Frank. I mean, it's she's getting drunk. She's tired of just being held prisoner, basically.
I mean, we did see her go on Facebook and see, the picture on Liesel's Facebook about with him and Rocco. Oh, Ben, you're so big now, Ben.
I don't mind that part of the story. Like again, that's me is fascinating. I never thought they were going to revisit that.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of fascinating because Rocco is of age. He's 15, but he's not a baby. And so I'm kind of excited about this part of the story. I'm like, I can see this.
I mean, for me, I like the idea of Britt and Jason together back when it first happened. I was bummed that it got so quickly derailed to do the whole Jason, Carly, Sonny, and mob stuff, and now Sonny and Jason and Carly need to get married stuff. And I did not enjoy that. So I'm excited to see what happens when they get reunited. And I hope that they actually kind of really do invest a bit into this relationship. But knowing that neither of those actors are ones that may stick around for a long time, I'm not holding up like hopes that like this is going to be, that 2+ year relationship. Sorry.
One person who's not come back on, but who wants to so bad, folks. Ryan Craig.
Oh,
Have you guys seen the tweets?
I did see somebody mentioned that they kind of like reposted that tweet saying like it's up to Frank and them if they want to make the call.
Somebody wants to be back on the show, you guys. But here's the thing.
Was that him saying that, or was him just responding to a fan saying, "Oh, we would love to have you back on the show"?
The fans already chuckling. They know what I'm talking about. He wants to be back on the show.
Hmm.
The fan said it, but he's been co-signing it for a while now. And I actually like they've kept Morgan dead. I think he's more interesting dead. We don't need Morgan on the show. I think he's been because it's that's the hole in their heart that's just not been filled. to have Morgan come back. I don't. We don't need. We don't need Morgan on the show.
What if they like is always we'd always joked about as a possibility that it had been Morgan was really Pikeman. Would you have liked that twist?
Maybe if the writing is good. But see, I was hoping Julian Jerome was Pikeman or something like that,
Hmm.
or Jerry Jacks. I wanted somebody better, or Lorenzo.
Lamas?
Almost choked on. Oh my god! I almost choked on my chip. That's funny, Frank. That's funny. Um, Not Lorenzo. Well, hey, that'd be interesting. No, no, Lorenzo Alcazar. That's pretty funny. And when it was a she for a while, I go, we thought that was Brenda or Sky. I'm like, there's characters I would love to have come back, and they're not dead.
Yeah.
They go, oh my god, Frank, they're laughing. I know I said he said llamas. I love Lorenzo Llamas shit. I like okay.
Renegade.
Renegade. Oh my god, Falcon Crest. Julian Jerome, I'd love it. So there's other people I would have been loved and better choice than Morgan. But we talked about it back then. I remember that would be an interesting angle. He's the son of Sonny. Now he's turned against him. The whole thing would be great. I mean, that's fine. I mean, if they write it correctly, then yes. But for me, Morgan stays dead. Yeah, he was a ghost twice. That's fine. But I like that they did that. He's not bad. They lost a child, and they go, let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking Lorenzo Lamas. Riding a motorcycle.
That's right.
The long mullet. um, um, but yeah, no, I don't know. I just say, but he when he wants to come back on. But I think he's just. I mean, yeah, he's move on.
Well, you heard Van. I mean, and like we've talked about too. I mean, the industry. I mean, it has changed right now. It is tough to get steady gigs. So hey, you can if you have a way that maybe try to get yourself a steady gig for a while, go for it.
I know. Folks, it really is tough. I had lunch with an actress who was visiting from Vancouver. She's on When Calls the Heart, and we're talking about that. We're just talking about that, just how this industry is changing. And like I said, everything's self tapes. You're not meeting in person. You can't really do any extra razzle dazzle in person to get somebody. You don't get to feel the chemistry. There are very few shows being shot, especially in Los Angeles. And it's just everything. Studios are closing down. It's very interesting here, and it's an interesting time right now. I think personally, Frank, I think that it could turn around later. It could turn around at some point. I don't know when or what. I've heard 2026 so it's going to turn around. I don't know, but I just think that right now it's hard out there for a pimp.
It is. I mean, like Vancouver, that used to be such a very popular spot for shooting. Like even thinking of all the CW shows, all the superhero shows, all shot out there. I mean, that's like 4 or 5 shows. I mean, that's a lot of guest star roles for a lot of people that are up there. And now those are all gone.
Right.
I mean,
We have Chicago. We have Dick Wolf doing all the Chicago PD and Chicago Med and I mean, but you only do that so many times. And same in New York with Law and Order. I mean, usually you can make one appearance, maybe 2 in the series. That's it. Or not. And Atlanta is not as popular as it used to be either. Not really.
Well, I mean, I guess work on those Tyler Perry shows.
Or Beyond the Gates.
Oh, that's true. There you go.
Down there too. Beyond the Gates is down there.
The Oval.
Oh my God. I think Tony did a game show down there. He was flown down there to get a game show.
Oh, nice.
It's not really a hub. I have some friends in North Carolina. They're doing a lot of stuff for the Weather Channel. All those reenactment shows.
Oh, okay.
So Susie walked into the store, and that's when she was like 2 gunmen, and when they do the reenactments. I have friends who are doing those, and they say they pay decent. But folks, the place to go now is those short dramas. those mini dramas. They're all you see them. They're all cheesy writing. Most of it's like AI writing, and they're all a minute long. I don't think you've seen these things. I've seen a
No.
bunch of them. They're everywhere. And they call it short dramas, or whatever, and it's short media stuff. It's people you've seen on TV do these amazing. The titles are like My Grandmother, the Alligator, My Lover, or I'm dead serious. Or my friend reads these every week, the cast breakdowns all the time. There's one that was called The Billionaire's Girlfriend's Boyfriend. The wife, it's a the mini drama, short drama. They call it different names for them. They started out in Asia, Korea, and Japan. Now Americans and the British are all doing them now. So,
And are they on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, or all?
you can see them on you see advertisements for them on TikTok and Instagram, and they have their own. I don't say anything on YouTube. You can check it on YouTube, but they have their own apps.
Oh, geez.
And one app is called. I'll tell you, one app is called. I'll talk to you later. People just texting me.
Oh, I thought it was the name of the app. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Okay, I'm to the app. I can see where are my apps. Okay, nope, I don't want to call you. Shit, I almost called Flobo by accident. No.
Is there ever an accident when you call Flobo? Please.
No, it's always on purpose. We tried going to Good Park the other night. You guys saw the video, and it was horrible. We couldn't get up there. It was the wrong idea. We tried to go up there, and there was no parking. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, it's an app called AM. There's these little stories. That's one of them. There's these. Oh my god! I have one on my phone because I'm following the gay ones, and it's like my uncle's nephew's cousin, and I mean they literally are titled like that. I'm dead serious. But I'm trying to find. I'm not. The app's not pulling up on my thing. What is it? Is that? That's open. It's Open Table. One did one called School. This Martin says School of Lust and Lie. My Drama. That's one of the big ones. MyDrama.com. It's an app. But you find them on there. Wait, so I can do this. Mini dramas, but they're huge right now. But that's where. But a lot of actors are getting mad because it's cheesy work.
Well, I mean, listen to those titles. Good Lord.
But it's like, but is it any worse than Lifetime? Is it any worse than Hallmark Channel? I mean, to me, those titles are crazy. There's a drama where any drama app. There's Drama Time, Drama Box, Mini Drama, My Drama. I have Drama Box, and it's called Short. It's called Stream. I can't show it on here because my thing's in the way. It's called Stream Drama Shorts, and seriously, they're getting billions. They're getting billions of views. So James Lott Jr., who does 30 audio dramas, and they're all very successful because they're short. Frank's on several of them. They're very short. We do very short. We do 2 or 3 page scripts. I've been putting them out for 5 years, and I am telling you, I've had success with them. These things are quick, fast, in a hurry. That's all it is. And they're out there right now. Yeah, Real Short's another one. That's another one. See, Frank's fascinated.
I'm looking at one of them right now, and man, you're right. It's just like the overacting on these. Oh, it's like watching one of those whoever's the guy that does like this YouTube like moral videos where you're just like, man, these are so over the top. These
I know, just like those. Yes.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. It's very popular, and they're so moral and so it's like over. The acting is wooden. It's just cliche, but people are buying the F out of them. So,
I mean, I guess it's like for that short content, it gives you something like if you're just right there, boom, get it, I can move on.
you know what it does too? It takes the soap format and just like makes it even more soapy. And they're quick. So it's a minute, go to the next one. A minute, you go to the next one. And then also, what's also funny is it's this whole thing anyway of it started on TikTok first. That one chick with the Who the Fuck Did I Marry? She did like 75 episodes of that. And they were all a minute long. And I was doing a series called How to Get Super Organized Under a Minute. I did that when TikTok first came out. I think I did 150 episodes. Huge hit for me.
Wow.
Organizing tip under a minute every time. I was like, okay. And like this is just like people are wanting shorter content. As we've been on for 2 hours. And but 61 people are still watching us. I'll take it. So I just feel like, why not? But there's a lot of actors who just feel like that's beneath them, I guess. Well, other actors are taking it and they're working. I'm like, folks, a job's a job's a job.
Yeah, your credit cards don't care.
They sure don't.
No, they don't care where that money's coming from, as long as it's legal. There you go.
My brother had to get a new brake fluid or lights or something. It was like $500 for that. It's like they don't care. It's like when it comes in, it comes in. Shit, like we don't care. But I just think that it's one of those things where it's changing the industry, and so, but they're having success. And for me, I'm always up for new mediums, whether it's good or bad or different.
I feel like we're seeing a JLJ Media app in our future.
I've always thought about that. Actually, I'm working on some stuff. I've always got I'm always working on stuff. Always. I got to take care of a few things in my personal life before I can even go further on that. But I have a couple of things that I'm always working on.
A lot of drama, right there. That's the
right.
There's the app right there.
I know. So I thought yes, the internet did it to us all. It did. I mean, I watch crap. I watch I don't watch crap too sometimes. But I mean, I do like longer content also. Like I'm watching a new Dexter. I'll watch it tonight. I like it. It's usually an hour. I like it. It was a good story. I'm going to watch the whole thing. But for on the go, yeah. Yes, and actors need health insurance too. We always say that.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, for as much as I say, like, hey, I'm going to go to bed, I can easily then blow through like another 90 minutes, and I realize, like, holy cow, I was supposed to be in bed 90 minutes ago, and I've just been watching this micro content, scrolling through my phone. Ugh.
So we got Franco. We'll talk to him next week. Got him hooked. I'm telling you, got him hooked.
Oh, I should take a spin through one of these my dramas and just
You're gonna get hooked. You're gonna get hooked. I swear to God. I was like, well, I gotta see the next part. I gotta see the next part because it's so ridiculous. I gotta see the next part. And that's what happened to me. Oh, Frank's gonna get caught. We'll talk to him next week. He'll be caught. I'm done. That's it, kids. I gotta go. James is tired and hot. He has to pee again. So that's just my life right now. But we want to thank Van Hansis for coming on, of course, and for spending time with us. And I said next week is Carlo Roach Sidwell's with us next week. I'm very excited. Hey, tell your friends, hide your kids, hide your wives, tell your friends. He's coming on. So I'm very excited about that. And I said more to come. Our anniversary is at the end of September, so we have more to come.
I mean, when James tells you that Jeannie Francis will be here, just you wait. I'm sorry. Well, I spoke too soon.
That's a story. But we're working on some stuff. I'm working on some stuff, you guys. Make sure you subscribe, comment, JHB Spotlights on Facebook. Make sure you follow us there. Daytime Today is everywhere. Happy Go Jackie, James Lott Jr. Yeah. I mean, just like, folks, just support us. Okay. Or not kidding, but yeah, support us, of course. But we'll see you next week. Have a great week. If it's hot, stay hydrated. Stay lathered up in not baby oil.
Find your Metro Court pool.
Go to the Metro Court pool, hang out, have a drink, make sure you're drinking water, make sure you're good. If you're in a hot space, because please be careful out there. It's really tough. And I'm gonna go hide now. Bye. Oh, turn off.